Okay, so congratulations to Muskegon High Class A state champs for 2013-2014. Tom Markowski of the Detroit News is here at the end of the show because we wanted to get his perspective on what took place at the Breslin in the state championship games.
Well, I was so impressed with Muskegon. In fact, talking with a lot of writers after the game, they were comparing them to other teams like the Saginaw teams about 5, 6, 7 years ago that won back-to-back titles. And I would even go back to the great Pershing teams with Willie Mitchell, Todd Bergen that won back-to-back titles and then lost in the championship game against Murray Wright. This was an outstanding team. I think they had all the pieces to the puzzle. Sure, they had Mr. Basketball with Deshaun Thor, but personally, I thought that was a team award with him winning Mr. Basketball because they were so outstanding. And sure, Deshaun, distributed the ball well to everybody, including Deontay Davis, who was just one of the best shot blockers I've seen in many a year. And who knows what's going to happen with Muskegon next year. They're going to obviously have to replace Thrower at point guard, but they'll still have the big guy in the middle. They were really impressive. They played with control and spectacular at times as well.
Yeah, Southfield Christian does it again.
We're all expecting that, especially when Bakari Evelyn comes back in the lineup in mid-February after sitting out about 6 weeks. Even before he came back, I would have given Southfield Christian the nod as far as repeating as champions. With Bakari, he really showed himself in that state final. All the foul trouble that Southfield Christian had, 3 players had 4 fouls in the third quarter. Bakari really put him on his shoulders in the fourth quarter.
All right, we are going to get into, of course, what took place in Class B and Class C and in the semis because that was real important. That's all coming up in our online segment of the Inside Buzz at statechampsnetwork.com, but we got some other stuff to get into.
Well, I'll talk about the leading candidates for Mr. Basketball for 2015. Take a look at some of the spring sports, all the weather that's going to force some postponements, and also talk a little bit more on Josh Jackson at Consortium and Bakari Evelyn at Southfield Christian, talking to the media finally.
I know. So you can check it all out at statechampsnetwork.com. We appreciate you guys tuning in this week here on State Champs. Of course, we will get into spring sports next week. Weather looks like hopefully it will cooperate. We know it's going to be warmer. We'll hope the rain holds off. We'll be able to give you a full lineup of spring sports happening next Sunday, of course, because we are here 40 weeks a year. We want to thank Jerry Gaines of Muscle Milk for coming in today. Of course, Sean Belesian, Tom Markowski. This is a nice studio show, and we will be back next week with another brand new episode. So remember, if it's Sunday, it's State Champs.